brain aneurysm. I don't know if you've ever had a brain aneurysm, but it's a little bit of a bitch. Like an aneurysm is pretty much when your brain says, you're too much of a fag, I'm done, and shuts off. And so I woke up in the hospital with no insurance. And if you don't have insurance when you wake up in the hospital, you're in for a ride. Like, they didn't even use crash carts on me when I was flatlining. They just squirted me with a water bottle like, come on, buddy, wake up. Like, that's not right. I didn't even get pain meds like Vicodin and a Percocet. Now they just gave me like fucking Flintstone chewables. And it wasn't even the characters I recognized. It was like the other Flintstones. It was like a mailman and a pterodactyl. I'm like, where is Betty? I would love to eat Betty. That's oral sex cartoon joke. But no, so I would just, for like 3 weeks, just watch TV all day. And can someone please tell me what the fuck is with these Charmin bears? You know these bears? You got this little cub that can't figure out the logistics of wiping his own ass. So, and like he comes waddling out with toilet paper stuck everywhere, and their parents are like, oh, that's great. Like, fuck that shit. That is so disgusting. He's such a dirty fucking bear. Like, you figure by, you know, he's probably 5 in bear years. So, you figure he'd have mastered this. I don't know, it just pissed me off. And here's another thing that pisses me off. Have you ever been stuck in a relationship where it means more to the other person than it does to you? It's not like a girl you dive in front of a bullet for, but you'd at least tell her about it, like, heads up, there's a bullet. Here's an example, though. I was dating this girl, or at least that's what she called it, and we were walking home from a party one night. And these 4 huge guys bumped into her on accident, so she starts talking trash. I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to turn out well for her. So, yeah. And someone ended up calling her a hairy bitch, so that just escalated the whole problem. So she turns to me like I'm supposed to do something. There's just a note taped to her shirt saying, hey, I had a wonderful time tonight. Let me know how things turned out. P.S. I was the one that called you a hairy bitch. Probably trim your arm hair a little bit. I don't know. But I don't know, I'm just terrible at being in relationships. I don't know, it's like too much like having, like being back in kindergarten with your teacher shouting the same shit at you like, please stop touching her. Get your finger out of there. Quit peeing in the sink. Get your other finger out of there. It's like, why will you not let me be myself? I don't know. But, and another thing, I'm always broke. Chicks hate that because smoking them up isn't really taking them out anywhere, but, no, like, it's terrible. I can't hold a job anywhere. Like, I have the worst nightmares when I'm at work. Like, it's not the best place to get my sleep. But, no, it's terrible. Like, I can't even work a fucking cash register. It gets embarrassing asking every customer, well, how much change do you think you should get back? Because there's a good chance it's not going down. And you always got to call up the boss, like, ran out of money again. What? Yup. You knew what you were getting into when you hired me. You saw me write my name with numbers. So. But no, it's just too much math involved, and I hate math. Like, I don't know math symbols. I don't know, like, I didn't even know there was a multiplication sign. I always thought the plus sign got sleepy and laid down. But not the case. Same with subtraction and division. I always thought the 2 little dots was a fancy way of saying subtraction. It was not at all. Plus, I'm always getting into stupid shit. Like last week, I accidentally backed over a kid. And I was so pissed. There was Crown and Coke all over the car. So pissed. And I don't even really care for kids all that much. Unlike my sister, who's got like 3 of these things. And, well, 2.5 since I backed over the 1. She's not been doing too good. But I did get her a wheelchair for her birthday. And I pimped it out. Like, if you honk the horn, it plays Aerosmith's Walk This Way. So, she seemed pretty happy with it. Although that's about the only expression she has now. She's a trooper. She's a trooper. But, no, like, this is some bullshit. Like, my sister, like, a couple weeks ago, showed up at my apartment unannounced. And she's got all three of them with her. She's got like 2 little girls and like a really little guy. And she's like, can you please watch the kids, you know, just for a few minutes, like a couple hours. It's an emergency. You're like the absolute last fucking resort. And at this point in the day, I'm so high that everything's a possibility. So I'm like, sure, bring them on in, you know? Plus, they smell like Cheetos, so that was a big plus for me. But the minute they get in my apartment, they just start going through all my shit, asking ignorant questions like, what's this do? Why is there blood on this? Why doesn't this girl have clothes on and what's in her mouth? I'm like, fuck. So now I gotta be some like kind of adult, you know, say adult things like, please don't touch that. Don't point the barrel towards your face. You. Please stop snorting that, that's the good shit. I should have never showed you how to do that. Now get off the ceiling before your mom gets here. So, my sister shows up and she doesn't see the kids immediately, so she starts freaking out, like, where are the kids? I'm like, settle down. I got the little dude in the tub. He's been real good. I haven't heard a peep out of him for a couple hours. And I got the other 2 running the package across the street for me. They never suspect the kids. Turns out they suspected them for 2 months. Operation Dumbo Drop failed. So never hire kids to do your drug dealing. What else? Yeah, I'm too immature, I've been told. Like, I used to date this one girl who was like really well endowed. It was ridiculous. Most fun I've ever had in my life. And I'd play with these things anywhere. We'd give me the grocery store with her mom, and, you know, just like batting them around, playing tetherball. It was awesome. But she'd always get pissed when I played with them while she's sleeping. You know, because she'd always wake up to some epic battle scene going on in her chest. Like, I got my Star Wars figures from my G.I. Joes. We got like a volcano going. If you tied like strings around her nipples, they could repel down. It was probably the baddest shit I've ever done in my life. Until she screamed at me from the shower, like, why is there a stormtrooper in my ass? Spelunking. That was a dangerous mission. Yeah. But if you manage to fish that out and hose it down, you think I can get that back? Kind of a collector's item. You know what they say, no good soldier left in the behind. So, yes. And blind dates, that's a bitch. I don't know, to me it's like the first time you stab someone, it's that like nervous, excited feeling you get. And like, I went on this blind date with this girl from Germany, or Michigan, I don't know, I get those 2 mixed up. But no, I learned so much on that first day with her. Like, I learned that, you know, your startup conversation should never begin with, what's your favorite position, and can I borrow some money? It's not cute, it's not cute. Another thing I learned throughout time was if you're going to fight with your girl, never fight with her in the car, with other people in the car. It gets very awkward. You know, you're like in a heated argument, like, oh, I'm an asshole? Well, your vagina's really dry sometimes. Not you, Miss Johnson, I'm talking to your skank daughter. So, yeah, I know. But seriously, like an hour and a half of foreplaying, it's still like trying to fuck a box of Triscuits. It was so dry. And I hated wearing a condom with her because it sounded like we're making fucking balloon animals down there. Yeah. I know, I live this shit. So, but I told her to quit bringing me on her family vacations, you know, because it makes things so damn uncomfortable. You can cut her throat with a knife, cut the tension with a knife. That came out weird. But, so it turned out that I was the asshole in the situation. So, I got tired of being, you know, terrible with women, so I called up an ex-girlfriend to get some pointers, some advice about how to be a nicer guy. I was like, hey bitch, what are some things I can do to, you know, improve myself, be a nicer guy, a better person? She's like, well, for one, you can stop calling me a bitch. I'm like, you know what? You're right, I'm sorry, Amy. It's Brittany. I'm like, damn it. That's her sister's name. How's she doing? Not good? Awesome. So, and then she's like, you know, for 2, you can start by complimenting a girl. You never complimented me when we went out. I was like, bullshit. Remember that one day I told you your hair smelled like crunch berries? Yeah, it was the same day you got pissed at me for not going to your mom's visitation because I had that whole Mario Kart tournament going on. Which I won, and she got half the $10, so I don't know where that went wrong. But I was like, no, what are some things I shouldn't say? You always say I'm very offensive when I speak for some reason. And she was sweet enough to fax over a novel's worth of things I should never, ever in my life again say to a female. And I jotted down 10 of the ones that I didn't think were quite as offensive, but I'll let you decide. Okay, of course, number 1 being the C word. No girl likes being called cuddly. Makes them feel fat or some shit. Number 2, cunt. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a cute word, but happy birthday cunt on a card doesn't fly with everyone. Number 3, I'm sorry, I thought you were a dude. It's an ignorant haircut. Number 4, your face feels furry. Which it did, so I don't know why that was an issue. Number 5, come on, let me put them on your forehead. Apparently, I was the only one that thought balls on her forehead would make an awesome Christmas card. Which it did. I got a lot of feedback. Not all positive, but it was feedback. Number 6, smell my fingers. They smell like oatmeal. It was the most amazing thing in my life. I couldn't believe it. Number 7, do you think your friend would be into a threesome? I think he'd be cool with it. He was not cool with it. I don't even know why I asked. Number 8, it felt like the right hole. I apologize. Yeah. That was hilarious. Number 9, is it supposed to smell like that? Yeah, I can smell it through your jeans. Yeah, I know I was the one smelling it. So, and finally, number 10, aha, it got in your hair. Which it did, so I don't know why I wasn't able to laugh at that. But that is it for me. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night.